So where does this lead us to, Mike? Here, the variant of the week. And so keeping pace with the various variants. This is the new talking point. Did anybody even hear the word variant back in November, in October, in September? Did you hear it before the month of November?
No, we didn't hear that word, but that doesn't mean that they didn't exist. In fact, there were already several variants, and quite a few more than several variants by that stage.
Several thousand.
Yes.
Several thousand variants. So what it seems to me like the government has basically co-opted a type of a conversation, a talking point within the world of virology, microbiology, and basically used it and now are making it their sort of main talking point piece. And it's driving policy based on the quote variant. Notice they don't use the word mutation. Mm-hmm. It's variant. It's much more vague. The vaguer, the better, because you can project just about anything you want on it. Dr. Devi Sridhar, she's at Edinburgh University. She's advising Nicholas Sturgeon, Mike, on COVID policy. She's in the media every other day. Mm-hmm. She's on the BBC, she's on ITV. She basically does the rounds. She's a good, congenial, let's say, representative of global health. She has her PhD apparently in global health, which, you know, in my mind and many others, global health really these days equals vaccinations.
That's true. Now, what she represents, in the last couple of programs, we've shown a little bit of video of the Belgian flu czar, effectively the flu czar in Belgium, making the point that when you're pushing a public health policy in this way, you've got to own the media. And certainly as far as Scotland is concerned, this is the role of Devi Sridhar, because she absolutely is the go-to person. And the point he was making is you make sure you're always available for them so the media isn't going off and listening to other voices. It's always her voice they go to.
No, very good point in terms of managing the PR. So as we just showed you with Novavax, it's about keeping pace with the variant. So really that's kind of an insane idea that you're going to be developing a new vaccine on the fly for every new quote variant. Seems crazy, doesn't it? Well, let's listen to Dr. Devi here.
I'd say 2021 is the year of the variant in vaccines. Especially the mRNA vaccine manufacturers have said within weeks they can change their vaccines. So then it becomes a race of how quickly can we redesign the vaccines, roll them out and get them into people's arms faster than, let's say, a new variant could spread. And so I don't see any way around in the coming year or two having travel restrictions in place, because that's one of the few ways to protect against variants coming in once we deal with the domestic issue of getting the numbers low.
The next year or two to have travel restrictions?
Well, there's no easy way out of this crisis, if I'm completely honest. I mean, this is a global problem. So even if we suppress it here effectively and vaccinate everyone, it could be circulating somewhere else in the world. And all it takes is for someone to get on a plane ride and come here. And if we have everything open and for it to spread.
A year or two for travel restrictions?
Yeah, you heard it right from the horse's mouth. Mike, they're not telling you that up front, are they, with
No.
government? So it's being drifted out by, she's very much connected with the Clinton Foundation, by the way. She's herself is a Rhodes Scholar, very much a Clintonista, implanted really in this role here as global health czar, if you will. And really for the UK, because she's all over the UK media, it's not just Scotland. So, but what's she saying? We need to get it into people's arms. We need to come up with a new vaccine, an mRNA vaccine, on the fly. This thing has just been rolled out. It's more or less experimental technology, developed in the last, 7, 8 months or something like that. Normally these things take 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years to develop and test properly. This thing is being fast-tracked out. She wants to do a new one for every, quote, variant that appears on the scene. And this is driving lockdown policy. This is driving school shutdowns. So they're using this variant constantly, moving the goalposts for every, what, quote, new variant. And meanwhile, nobody can really drill down and show any actual scientific evidence that any of these variants are either more transmissible in reality or more deadly or more virulent. It's really all just basically conversations up in the media cloud along with government. I mean, where is the actual science behind this? This is driving policy, and then she wants to do vaccines on the fly. I mean, the biosurveillance along with this type of a crazy vaccine regime, it will be never ending. The crisis will never end. Okay, this is what is being pushed down the pipeline.